Greetings from Cindy Evans and Awesome People Wear Green. And awesome people wear green because green is the colour of cerebral palsy. And you can see that my friend Garth here has a green t-shirt on. Garth has hemiplegia, which means that one side of his body is affected by upper motor neuron spasticity. And Garth is wearing green because he is an awesome person. Now, Garth, I just thought, as a reverse, how about you? I'll introduce you and then you can introduce me. So I'm going to start. So I've known Garth for about, 15 years?
I think 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. Garth is the first person with cerebral palsy to purchase one of my swings, get a ceiling hoist and use it in his house. That's because Garth is an avid sportsman. When I first met him, he was cycling, and now he is truly one of the best table tennis players in his level, which is what?
Class 6.
Class 6, which is playing standing, and you will see when he does a walk that Garth is extremely challenged when he's moving and standing. So he's an awesome table tennis player. And he is also excellent at cycling. So Garth lives independently. When I first met Garth 15 years ago, he was living with his mum and dad, and he lived with his mum and dad until
2 years ago.
2 years ago, thanks to the National Disability Insurance Scheme, giving him the ability to hire staff and live in his own house as an adult. Is it all right to ask how old you are?
Oh, yeah, 42.
See, so at the age of 40, Garth got to move out and live in his own house, and we'll give you a walk through the house in a minute. But first, Garth can introduce me, Cindy Evans. Now, I'm an ex-exercise physiologist, having done 2.5 degrees in physical exercise for people with complex needs. All right, Garth, when did you meet me and who do you think I am?
Well, I think we firstly met at the Bustleton fair.
That's right. You had just got that really cool car with the awesome lift out the back.
Van.
And I had my swing.
And you had your swing.
Yeah, nice.
And we thought we'd get together to display the both of them together at the...
At Dunsborough and at Bustleton, yeah.
Bustleton.
That was awesome.
And from then we clicked and help out each other, you know.
Yeah, so done heaps of stuff together. We, when I first met Garth, he had the same orthotics as an adult that he'd had all his life. So needed a change. And we spent, how many years did we spend going to different orthotists and getting different designs? And
I only up to about 15 years ago, I always wore the standard ankle brace that you may buy from a chemist or a sports
store.
Sports store to protect your ankle from sports injuries, twisting your ankles. And from there I've felt that device is great for cycling, but it's not giving me enough support. So now I tried out, or now wearing the old-fashioned calipers, which I do find great.
Yeah, but they don't really stop that continual change in position of the ankle.
It's fun. The ankle is still straight, but I do find that my left knee is now hyperextended.
Yes, it is. And we tried so many things. It's incredible the amount of force that Garth's leg exerts. We had the same material as aeroplanes are made out of. It only lasted a week. Garth's leg broke it. We tried the hinges, No way, that didn't work. Then we tried the solids, that didn't work. Get back to the same caliper that you used all the time, because that was the bit, the tool that actually enabled you to walk properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried the AF.
Oh, yes, different types of AFOs, maybe 4 or 5 different types, and we went to about 3 different orthotists. It's
And
got
I've
3
still
different
got
designs.
One, but it's still, when I wear it, because it's so rigid, and because I have a high spasticity.
Yes, you do.
Very
high tone. He's got
high tone.
And extreme reactions. That
my foot at the end of the day is like a cramped. Pins and needles, lack of circulation.
Yep.
The circulation is there, but because the ankle joint isn't moving.
And every single muscle in the foot is contracted and it won't let go, because it's a lot of fatigue in there too, because those little tiny intrinsic muscles, they're not supposed to take that much weight. Yeah. Anyway, they didn't really work. That's what we're saying.
But where do I go from here? The thing is, if I wear the caliper, my knee may go, but if I wear the AFO, my ankle will go.
Well, I know I say it over and over again, but that's one of the things about the swing, that where you have to go is the hip flexor, because if you can change the position of the hip flexor, you change the position of the knee, and you change the position of the ankle, and you change the position of the foot. It really has to be the hip flexor, but to change that, you need to actually have an exercise that puts weight and force through that flexor as it's getting longer. Yeah, which is what the swing does. And unfortunately, we cannot display it because this ceiling hoist is broken. But do you want to just do a little walk through your house,
Yeah,
Garth?
I will.
So when Garth got this place, because he just got onto the National Disability Insurance Scheme here in Australia, we actually got to do some great renovations.
Before the NDIS, it was wonderful.
We've got Americans on this. Just don't be.
Sorry.
It's all about. It was still the same money. National Disability Insurance Scheme, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got. We persevered and persevered. Took about a year and a half, and we got this ceiling hoist in and a toilet bidet, so that Garth doesn't actually have to worry about people drying his bum and touching it anymore. And if anything happens, thanks to this ceiling hoist, Garth will continue to be independent. Anyway, let's go and take people through the house and we'll show them some of the modifications that we did.
Yeah.
Or you did. Let's go. Right. Let's start in the bathroom and then we'll come back out to the office and that, eh?
Okay.
Right, so you'll just go back behind Garth so you can see the caliper that he uses. So he tried so many different things and we were back to the beginning again. So it works best. So here's Garth's bedroom. And you can see in this bedroom, up here on the roof, a hoist with a rail. Now, one of the assets of having a ceiling hoist in the house of an individual with a disability is now you've freed up all the floor. You don't have to have great big hospital hoists with rollers anywhere. Now, this ceiling hoist is designed so that here he can either go straight to the shower or click a little button and he can go straight down onto the toilet, which is a bidet as well. Great bathroom. Got the door as well sunk into the wall. So again, beautiful and accessible. The floor of the actual bathroom, just like a hospital, nowhere for mould to gather, and totally non-slip surfaces. But of course, the highlight is that these whole ceiling hoists are remote control and Garth can do it by himself. He doesn't need to wait for a support worker or anything. He can do it all by himself. Now, when we use the swing, he can just be on that ceiling hoist on the bed and just be a couple of inches above his bed. Let's go into the lounge room and show him that chair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So one thing with people with cerebral palsy, if you're trying to stop this hip flexor from getting worse and worse, one of the first things you should take out of your life is standing up from a still chair, because it's the initiation of the force that changes the shape of the hip flexor, not the actual movement once the body weight's on. So this was the first thing that we got, a chair that actually stands Garth all the way up so that he doesn't have to do that initiation, putting his whole body onto his hip flexor in a bent place. No, instead, these chairs, they don't even cost that much, and you can get them on disability. They're made exactly this chair was made for Garth, so the length of the bottom sits with the length of his femur, his upper leg bone. We can put it all the way back now, and so in both directions, it's so important to have a place at the end of the day where you can take the weight of your upper body off the hip flexor. So look at the position that Garth's in now. Pretty similar to Jethro in his electric chair. Now the weight of his upper body gets taken by the chair, not his hip flexor. That hip flexor, it can be relaxed. It can get a bit of blood in it in a nice long place. And you can see his legs nice and straight. So you're reinforcing this beautiful straight position. Now when he goes to stand up, do you want to stand it all the way up so people can see it?
Every time I'm basically in that position with the legs up.
Correct. And that's the
When
way.
you're watching TV or relaxing.
Instead of habitually sitting on top of that hip flexor, making it shorter and shorter, no, he's enabling it to change its position. Now, as he gets up, instead of having to get up from a 90-degree angle and putting all of that weight onto his legs at a 90-degree angle, see this chair slowly gets the weight of his body onto his legs, and he can stand up without that knee twisting all the way around. So, great. Thank you very much, Garth. I'm just going to turn around and show you what else Garth has in his room. He's got himself a really nice wide Hawaiian massage table so people can come and give him a massage regularly. Now, people with cerebral palsy, they need to have their muscles reminded to be long, and they need to do that regularly during the week. And how many, you get a massage, twice a week?
Twice a week.
Yeah. So thanks again to NDIS.
Plus physio.
Once a week.
Once a week.
So he gets physio once a week, massage twice a week. And definitely has made a definite difference to your body, hasn't it, since you've started getting those regular interventions?
Yeah.
Especially the massage.
Oh, both.
Yeah, but
I've noticed that my range of muscles, they were always there. Except the tone
was too tight.
Was too tight.
His postural muscles wouldn't let go. They have to be reminded to let go. But now, if I've got videos of Garth all the way through for 15 years, and you can see definite changes in his body thanks to these interventions by the masseuse and the physiotherapists. Regular weekly interventions. All right, so going out now just to have a little look at Garth's car, because he just got a brand new car, and his door. So check it out. I'm just going to press the button. How fantastic is that? Used to be stairs, used to go the other way. Now it's all totally level. Come straight out to Garth's car here, which is brand new. Garth, of course, drives himself around everywhere, which is one of the reasons why he's been such an independent man. And he only just got when 15 years ago, it was that car that you just got changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So he had a car for 50. He was one of the first people to ever have one of these. You were one of the first people in WA to have one of these hoists in the back of your car, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to show you what it is. So Garth uses a scooter, and he puts his scooter into the back here. using a nice, simple hoist technique. So, unfortunately, with the new one, it's not quite as good as the old one, but Garth will have it fixed very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Busselton, WA, my first cerebral palsy interview on my long service leave trip. Thank you very much, Garth.
What, hand controls?
Oh, yeah, hey, let's have a look at the camera controls before we finish. Yeah, awesome. So let's have a look at the hand controls. So Garth has hemiplegia, one arm, as you could see as he walks, not so much control. The other one, awesome control. By minimising the amount of movement, you minimise the speed-dependent and force-dependent resistance in the arms. And so you maximise your ability to be able to drive. And this minimises movement. Great stuff. Okay, thank you very much. Here he is, Garth McNeil, living on his own.